Shalom, loves. Today, what I want to talk about is how I am deciding to pull back my energy to give more energy. Okay, so this is something that I feel I'm not 100% positive if this is a collective energy, but a lot of times what I say, if it's me, then it's you. If it's you, then it's me. So I really wanted to come on here and talk about this because it may affect this channel, what's happening. So lately, I have been in a place. I just heard start from the beginning. So I don't want to do too much of a backstory because I don't know how necessary it is. But to keep things short and sweet, I have always had a sort of love-hate relationship with social media. It's always been something that's difficult to me. And it's always been something that I find intriguing extremely quickly and then lose intrigue extremely quickly. It's never been something that I've had good follow through with. It's never been something that I have truly resonated with to where I felt like I would do it on a continuous basis or that I wanted to do it on a continuous basis. So this morning, what I ended up doing is I actually deleted my Facebook, which I was never active on, and I deleted my Instagram, which I haven't been active on since farmers markets 2 years ago. So I'm officially off of those platforms. I do have a TikTok. At this point, I believe that the only reason why I have a TikTok is because I cannot access the app in order to delete it. So, and this is something that I'm kind of, okay, lately, the energy seems that the more open you are to receive and the more you are in flow, the better it's going to be for you to be able to receive the blessings that are coming in. Okay, so it seems to me like there's a lot of just sitting back and having the patience to not feel as if you have to be doing in order to be in alignment. Okay, I'm just going to say it like that. Having the conscious awareness that you don't always have to be in a state of doing in order to be in a state of receiving, because the reality is that the Empress energy, in fact, does not have to do anything in order to be in a state of receiving. So for many of you divine feminines, and even divine, if you're in a physical divine masculine form on this dimension, your inner divine feminine is still needing to be in a state of receiving. So for many divine feminines, this is something that we are actively being shown how to exist in this energy, if you're not already. I think that many of us are living in aspects of the Empress energy. But I can honestly say that for me personally, I have not been in full Empress energy. There has been some things that have been brought into my awareness recently to where I do have some triggers around receiving from people. And as I receive, feeling as if they have an expectation from me as they give. So that is just an aspect of what I've been moving through recently and working with. So what was I saying? I apologize. So basically what happened with TikTok and me, I'm not sure if you guys even care about this, but there are messages in this. So I do want to talk about it because Spirit is asking me to. So the whole thing with the TikTok ban that was happening is happening. What I decided to do was I didn't really pay attention to it. And then one day I went to go on the app and it had the whole message that you couldn't access it if you were in the United States. So I went ahead and deleted it. Okay, I just went ahead and deleted it. And then like the day after I did that, people were talking about how TikTok was like, I don't even think it was a full day after I did that. It was probably like 4 hours after I took that action. TikTok was messaging me and letting me know that I could actually access the platform again. So I kind of took that as a as a small sign from the Most High to start questioning what it is that I'm giving my energy to and why I'm giving my energy to it. And here's where I think the message lies, okay, collective? I think that I feel as if many of us have been in a state of compartmentalization, where we have compartmentalized certain aspects of self and aspects of our life, and done separate work on different aspects, done deep separate work on separate aspects of life, and kept it compartmentalized. And social media, and I think that this is where my disconnect has really truly come from for so many years. Social media has told many people that in order to gain a certain type of following, you have to focus on one aspect of your life, of your lifestyle, in order to have a certain type of following. And the algorithm that is set in place actually honors that form of content creation, which for me kind of ripples into why you saw, in my perspective, it's why you saw so many people who had a high following on places like YouTube say that they were taking a break from the platform because it called for people to only be creative in one aspect of life. And for me, that has always been a difficult thing. I have never been able to hone my creativity for long periods of time in one realm and one aspect. I am a creative person to where my energy is creative on what it is that I am focused on at that time. So for me to have to just solely focus on one subject and one aspect of who I am in order to showcase that and to gain a certain type of following and to gain a certain type of fan base and to gain a certain type of clientele, because I've always used social media more as a business, it just never really stuck with me. It was always very difficult. So the reason why I want to talk about this is because I feel as though the collective is coming out of that stage and coming into a stage of integration. So we have done the compartmentalized work. We have gone through these different aspects of ourself. We've dug deep into those aspects of the self, and we've done the work in order to figure out those aspects of the self. There is still work to be done, but that's okay, right? But we're finally to a point to where I believe that the Most High is like, okay, now it's time to integrate. It doesn't matter where you are. You have done the work. Congratulations. Now let's integrate. So if you're in a space to where you feel pulled out of and no longer connecting with certain platforms, with certain ways of living, with certain groups of people, it's because you are ready to fully integrate. You no longer feel the need to compartmentalize. You are in a space of integration where you want to be able to live out all aspects of yourself simultaneously and in harmony and balance. Okay, collective? So for me personally, how this is affecting platforms like this for me is I no longer feel the need to participate. I want to be, it's like breaking the mold. I want to be able to have different, this is why I feel like YouTube is still going to be something that I participate in, but it might, but like this I don't know if I'm going to stay on this particular name brand or if I'm going to make it more personal. It's something I actually have I have a coaching session lined up today to really dive deep into this aspect, because here's another thing too, collective. Some of you may feel as though you have been here before. You're recognizing this stage in the game. It feels different though, because you are different now. It feels different this time around because you've done a lot of work to make it different this time around. But in order to make sure that it stays different this time around, you have to recognize where you are in danger of repetition of the same cycle and where you can actually break the mold on that cycle. And for me personally, a part of being able to break the mold on that particular cycle is having perspective from somebody else who has nothing to do with anything about me, doesn't know me at all. And I know for a fact from what I've observed from this individual that they are going to stay completely honest with me, and they're not going to keep me as a client out of lack mentality. We have to become very aware of who it is that we are surrounding ourselves with. Everybody has something, but I am in a stage to where I know that I am coming out of, but I also have the, how do I say it? The potential to repeat a lack mentality cycle. I'm really in, a lot of us, and Queen Cup talked about this recently, in the rubber band effect. A lot of us are coming out of our X paradigm, coming into our Y paradigm, and we're in this pull section. We're waiting for the rubber band to break so that we can be fully propelled into our Y paradigm, okay? So in order to stay in motion towards the Y paradigm, I am doing certain things that I know need to happen on my end that will assist me on staying in the Y paradigm, because I know that I have a tendency of moving back into a lack mentality, and I'm no longer willing to do it anymore. This is a part of my consciousness that is actually sick of it. Like 100% does not resonate with me in any way, shape, or form. And there was a certain consciousness that I came to recently that it feels like as soon as I came into that consciousness, and I don't want to talk about it, and I don't know if I will ever talk about it, it's not necessarily for anybody else but me, but there's a certain consciousness that I came into recently. And it seems like as soon as I came into that awareness and that consciousness, the Most High was like, congratulations. I might get emotional. I'm always emotional on this channel. The Most High was like, congratulations. Now, because you've came into that consciousness, we are going to do everything we can on our end to make sure that you are going to be put into a space where this does not have to be your reality anymore. And it's happening extremely quickly, but in a space where I feel like, again, what I said in the beginning is where I don't have to do anything to be in alignment. The consciousness was the alignment, is what it feels like. The action aspect does not need to happen. I've done the work because I've come into the consciousness. I've come into the reality. And the action that's happening now is an action that I don't need to take. It's actually action that the Most High and the universe and the ancestors and all of the teams are now putting in motion and setting in place in order for me to come into a new lifestyle because of the consciousness that I came into. I hope that makes sense. So now you can see where I'm talking about the integration aspect, being put into position to where you can actually integrate, but also having the awareness that that is truly what is missing for many of us. We feel like we have been so compartmentalized and we can only show certain aspects of who we are on these platforms and in certain ways, like in business and stuff like that, because that's what we were taught, and it just doesn't resonate. And we don't know if it ever actually really has. There's so many of us who are coming into the Most High saying, and now is time to live out your true authenticity. Well, your true authenticity is not compartmentalization. Your true authenticity is living out every single aspect of yourself in harmony and being able to express every aspect of yourself in harmony. And for me, that's exactly what I want to do on this platform now. I'm no longer into the social media. I don't want something where people scroll. I want long form content, and I don't want it to have to be gardening every single video. I don't want it to have to be about the apothecary every single video. I don't want it to have to be about, you know, the reading collective energy every single video, because to be honest with you, I haven't picked up my cards in 2 weeks. Like, I haven't done self-divination, which I always do self-divination before I read for anybody else. I haven't picked up cards for myself in 2 weeks. How am I supposed to do 2 videos a week or even 1 video a week on this platform with something that isn't resonating with me at that time? It doesn't make sense to me, and I will no longer live in that space, and I will no longer have the concept and the mindset that I have to do it because it's what I'm told that I have to do. Absolutely not. I will live and create and move in the way that the Most High asks me to do. So with that being said, and when it comes to this particular channel, I'm not sure, again, after I have this conversation with the gentleman that I hired for coaching, after I have this conversation with him today, I am going to come up with a definitive yes or no on how it is that I'm going to move on YouTube, because I do want to keep YouTube, but I'm going to be more active on Patreon when it comes to lives and yoga. If you guys don't know, I started a Patreon. If you're interested, our book club starts on Wednesday, and then it's like the 4th Sunday of every month we will have book club, and we were moving through one particular book that I've already read, but many people in the Patreon have not, and I'm really excited to go through it a second time. It's called Eastern Body, Western Mind. So if that is something that you are interested in, we have yoga, we have the 13 moon calendar. Every single month I release a new calendar for that cycle, and it has information on the new moon and the full moon. It also has information on herbs that will help you during that particular cycle, off of the energy that I'm getting from the collective. I will be doing collective reading, like 1 a month over there, guaranteed 1 a month for the new moon. It will come with journal prompts. I have infographics, so much information happening over on Patreon for only $5 a month. I'm not looking to get rich off of it. I'm looking to build a community off of this space. So if that is something that you're interested in, please check it out over there. It is Sarah Davis with Ascending Lifestyle, and that moving forward may be what I utilize on YouTube. So I don't know if I'm just going to rebrand this particular channel and leave the videos that I already have, or if I'm going to start completely fresh. I have no idea what's going to happen at this point, but I do want you guys to be aware of what's happening with me personally, because I really do feel this as a collective energy as well. So what are we, 17 minutes in? I don't want to pick up cards. I'm about to do a reading for Patreon, because that's what I do for them. I'm not interested in picking up cards right here, right now, though. So I just wanted to express myself. I just wanted to come on here and be able to express myself with you guys, and be able to, hopefully, if you're resonating with this, hopefully this can inspire you. Hopefully this can encourage you to be bold and make that step and make that shift that you feel you need to make in your soul. Like, what is your true authenticity calling you towards? If you don't want to compartmentalize your life anymore, please don't. Start to integrate. We are in a time of integration, and we have to integrate in order to, I feel like if we don't integrate now, what is to come in the future will be 10 times more difficult. And that's not me saying that to put you in a state of fear. It's me saying it to put you in a state of courage and faith that, yes, I can follow and trust my intuition that I need to integrate at this point, and I want to integrate at this point. It's not even out of it. It's just different. It's just different this time. And some of you may be going through many different changes. I'm going through so many different changes, you guys, and I don't necessarily want to talk about it yet. But this is another thing with this channel. I want to be able to show what's happening. You know, I want to be able to show what's happening. There are things coming down the line 2 or 3 months from now that my whole entire life is going to change. I know that for a fact. Everything about my life is going to change. And I'm in a state, it's funny, I just saw a card from the deck that I have with me. I'm in a state of in-between, of like, I know that the lifestyle I was living is no longer a reality, and I know the lifestyle I'm about to come into is So incredibly exciting. But I'm in the in-between stage, and I feel like this is the preparation stage. This is what preparation is about, right? It's not readiness, it's preparation. Like, what do I have to get in order? It's like the Most High is giving me a chance to get certain things in order that are not in order yet, before it just propels me towards this life change. So it's very exciting. And I'm very excited for the collective right now. We've done so much work. It's so funny because I just heard we did it. Like, and your ancestors are so proud of you. Your guides are so proud of you. The Most High is so proud of you. Ooh, here it comes. I just started my cycle 2 days ago too. So it's really exciting times, and I'm so incredibly happy for us, and I'm so incredibly just honored and humbled, and I feel so blessed right now, and I love you guys so much. So I really don't want to take away this particular channel because you guys have been with me. Some of you guys came over to this channel from when I changed from Aspiring Sarah D. So I know you guys, some of you have been here for a really, really long time. A lot of you have been with me for a very long time. And I love you guys so much. And I want to keep this channel. But if I do decide to keep this channel, it is going to change. You're going to see more of me. And I hope that that's acceptable to you guys. And if it's not, I don't really give a shit. I'm going to do it anyways. So there's that. So I will talk to you guys soon. I want to go ahead and get this reading done for Patreon. Again, if you're interested in Patreon, it is on that platform, Sarah Davis with Ascending Lifestyle. You can find it over there. It talks about the 13 moon calendar, the book club, and I think it highlights a yoga session. I don't know what it highlights. But my picture is the same there that it is here. So you guys can find it over there. Again, $5 a month. We start Wednesday with our first book club, but if you miss it, it's no big deal because it's only the introduction chapter. It's only like the intro chapter of the book. So you still have plenty of time to go ahead and be able to order the book and be able to participate in our very first, when we go through the first chakra. Okay? So I love you guys. I will see you guys soon, and I will keep you guys up to date. Oh yeah, that was something that I was supposed to mention about the villain era, the quote unquote villain era that I spoke about in the last video. This moving into the full integration and the full authenticity is a foundation of the villain era. Why that is, I'm not 100% positive, but when I was driving over here, I was given that. So I think personally, this is not channeled, I believe that a part of that has to do with people who are able to live out their truth, and people who are able to live out the aspects of themselves unapologetically have, for many generations and historically speaking, are always considered dangerous. They're always considered outliers of society. They're always considered the rebels because they are the ones who are hard to tie down. They're the ones who are hard to get to say yes just because everybody else says yes. And I think that is a very villainesque aspect of the self, according to society, right? According to the Most High, it's individuality. But here we are. So I love you guys. I will see you guys soon.